Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt
And
Rose.
I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
This is our Survivor 49 Episode 5 reaction and review. All right, guys, buckle up. This video, there's going to be a lot of beef to be had with Jeff Probst. I don't even know if it can be contained into a single segment this time.
Oh my God, I've got my beef hat on. Let's beef.
Okay, it's just that I feel like there's a lot of interesting players this season. There are people I do very much like, I'm pretty invested in, but then at the same time, I think the editing this season is really, really poor. I feel like it's incredibly imbalanced. The storytelling is a little bit confusing to go along with all of that. And I don't fault the move that happens at the end of this episode. So I can't sit here and be upset with that. But even the little things, like not giving Flint to just everybody, it makes it so that these challenges are so disadvantaged to the point where it takes away a lot of the suspense.
This season, I'm finding when it comes to the editing is I think it's been difficult because the Blue Tribe did so badly that there was so much focus on them for so many episodes that so many other people just got kind of lost. Like this episode, we got a lot more of Shannon, a lot more of Sage, where for the most of the season, they were just kind of ghosts. Like they were barely around, very, very little. But because everything that happened with the Blue Tribe, it was just week after week after week of that tribe and everyone who was on there, that now it's like, oh, we're getting into like episode 5 and now we're just starting to get to know other people.
And
it's a bit late.
It leaves us with this mixed bag season at this point, where we can look at certain people and be like, in a vacuum, I think you're pretty great. And I do think there are some interesting strategic moments, but we're packaging together weird editing, including weird editing on who ended up going home, where it was just painfully obvious for a really long time what they were doing.
Yeah, I think it's very hard this season because it feels like a lot of the boots happen just very obvious, and even with editing, there's just no getting around it.
Okay, well, we will get into what happened to Jason, what he could have done, but also the Shannon and Sage situation, because I feel like Sage rose up my player rankings in terms of people I like pretty significantly in this episode.
Okay.
Before we get into it, though, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we are going to be here with more Survivor coverage all season long. And in addition to going through all things Survivor 49, we're covering the Amazing Race and it's all Big Brother / Loved Ones cast as well.
Absolutely. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you so much to everyone who's been leaving us messages here on our YouTube and also over on our Instagram, which is Matt and Jess TV. And that is where we are putting up updates on what's happening to our shared dog, Coco. You know, she's been really going through it. She's been really sick. She has kidney disease, and it's been really rough the past couple days, so that's why we are late with this video and with our Amazing Race video, which will be coming up very soon as well if you're also watching that. But just thank you so much to everyone for coming through for us and understanding and being okay with it.
Yeah, you guys have been very sweet, very supportive, and that really does mean a lot to us.
Yes, and you know, Coco is holding on okay right now. 16 years old, she is our old lady, and she's really holding on. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. All right. Well, we will start by getting into everything with Shannon and Sage. Because before this episode, I kind of just felt like Sage was one of those quirky contestants who just was there for the funsies and the anecdotes and for everyone to kind of roll their eyes. And she is still a little bit of an oddball, but that's okay. I'm an oddball too. So I understand that part of it. But what I really liked about her was her patience on this new post-swap tribe, but also knowing when to talk to people and when to throw someone under the bus.
Yeah, it was, I mean, Shannon made it pretty easy for Sage, if I'm being honest. I mean, Shannon just woke up and was like, you know what, I'm going to play, and I'm going to play everybody, and I'm going to play really hard right now. And it was too much, too fast. I don't know why she didn't think that people in the tribe were going to talk to each other, that she was going to be able to go to each person except for Sage, really, and talk game like this, and that nobody else was already talking. It was a very naive move to think that other people hadn't already made connections, and that she was going to go in and be the mastermind and talk to everybody to try to bring it all together and just kind of leave Sage out of it to be able to hand her the bus schedule. But I mean, Sage is pretty perceptive. She was sitting back and listening and watching, overhearing some stuff, as well as just seeing what Shannon was doing, to be able to pick the right time to come in and be like, you know what? Like, do you guys all see what's going on with Shannon? Because this is what's going on with Shannon.
First and foremost, did anyone else have flashbacks to Devin and Big Brother 16 with Shannon waking up Steven in the middle of the... Never, don't
You're out of the alliance.
Don't wake up people to talk strategy ever,
No.
unless it's your game depends on it. If I don't wake this person up, I'm going to be voted out. Okay, maybe I will give you an excuse there, but no. Shannon clearly was playing way too hard, way too fast. Sage able to pick up on this, but the real thing that I think she did that was so important was talking about everything with the Beware advantage and Rizzo, because these other people that are on your new tribe, they don't know you from anything. They could be just eating up everything you're saying and spitting it out. Okay, this person's lying. But once you get to telling people something about an advantage, an idol, you're really putting your neck on the line, because if you're lying about it at that point, they're gonna find out and they're gonna vote you out because of it.
Yeah, she's sharing information, and she is sharing that Shannon knows this information. And while Shannon's been running around trying to be everybody's bestie and make alliances with everyone, she was kind of like, did she share this information with any of you? No, 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 no. Cool. Now you know who she really is. If she really was here to work with you guys, she would have at least told one of you, and she told none of you.
I'm really excited for Shannon's potential downfall here. I'm just going to throw that. It just
God.
feels like she's one of these people who comes into the game feeling like she's got it all figured out in advance. She's going to kumbaya and backstab her way to the $1 million, but she's not anywhere near as good as she probably thinks she is in her head, which is just why when she does get voted out, please, Jeff, we are suffering through enough other things this season. Please give us a Shannon blindside. We would really appreciate it.
Yeah, it would be great. And she very well maybe. I mean, she really is at this point feeling herself, feeling that she's in a really good spot. And I think with everybody having the real true information at this point, especially with Sage sharing that about Rizzo and everyone really realizing what Shannon's doing, there's no point in rocking the boat until it's time to go.
Before we get over to the Hyena tribe and Jason and all that, let's all go on a journey together. Who would like to go on yet another journey?
Let's go on the journey.
Okay, so MC's going on the journey, and then we do get...
I don't want to go on this journey. I'm not interested in moving sandbags.
Okay, listen, I wouldn't like to do it.
But I want to do it with MC because, man, she was awesome.
Yeah, you always... Nate, my guy, so relatable in this episode, in between
Samesies.
Complaining about how hard it is, being tired. I really came to like... I already liked Nate before this, but I thought he played all this pretty perfectly because he did sort of realize, okay, at the very least, I want to make sure MC doesn't get this advantage. So what can I do? I can make this deal for her so we can take all this time doing all of this. Then I can sort of spin this live. Oh, you need to come back, MC. Time is running out, and time's not running out that fast.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how MC was really going to feel about that when she came back and saw that there was still so much time. I think she's going to remember that down the road, you know, say that everybody does end up making to the merge or whatever's going to happen, that she's going to remember that and be like, you know what? There was so much time. There was no reason for him to have called me back that early. Like, she's extremely smart.
She is extremely smart. And that's why I appreciated the entertainment value of Nate doing it. And I think the first part of his arrangement, when it comes to getting all the work done and then looking, I think that part of it was smart. Calling her back too early, not so much. You don't want to give anybody a reason to automatically suspect you. It's like you're playing the traitors and you're talking to too many people too early, and everybody's going to start being like, well, why are you having all of these conversations? Are you deflecting too much on yourself?
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, if I was Nate, I would have just let her have the advantage at this point. You guys are not on the same tribe right now. It's very, very likely going to be used or fleshed out at some point. And if it's not, make a deal with her or try. You guys were already like doing the right thing, chatting about your lives, what,
Yes.
what's going on. Let's get to know each other. Okay, if maybe at that point be like, if one of us finds the advantage and we still have it and we're still both there at merge, maybe let's work together. Hey, I really like you. You want to do something like that? Sure, no problem.
I will also say I really appreciated Nate just peppering her to the 20 questions. And if I was doing this, I would have been the same way. I would have just been like, MC, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food item on the Chili's menu? Are you mad that they got rid of the skillet queso? I would be like asking all of these questions, just trying to get to know someone better, but also distract me from what I'm actually doing, because what I'm doing is terrible.
Yeah, like I'm in my old lady couch era. Like moving those bags of sand was not going to be for me. I think that Nate's strategy of saying, like, let's make sure that we both are going to end up keeping our vote. Let's move all of these together so that there's only this one bag left and it's almost there, sort of thing. If I didn't have MC, I would still be on that beach.
I would be there with you as well. We together, we still wouldn't be able to do it.
Absolutely. She's amazing. I love her. She is right at the top of my list of people that I'm rooting for.
So now we move into the good and the bad for Jawan in this episode.
Mhm.
I will say first and foremost, I loved him rigging the rock draw, because this was very much
Crazy. I know.
it reminded me of Two-Face from Batman when he's got the coin and he just keeps flipping it over and over
Yeah.
again to get its desired result. It's just like Jawan.
Smart.
It's smart, and he was able to pull it off. We did not see a single confessional of anybody doubting him or wondering how this all. It was just really well coded. I don't think anybody thought someone would do that.
No, and he got very lucky that it was Nate, because if I was the person that was putting my hand in there, anytime we play Catan
Yes.
and we do something where it's like, oh, we're going to do the mist board where you don't see what's there and you have to stick your hand into a box and pull out a square to then put on there.
Yeah.
I always mix it all up. So I would have absolutely wrecked that. You know, it's true.
You are the most paranoid of other cheating players person I have ever played games with.
That's the thing. I don't want it to be like Matt's got a bowl of numbers and he's put a bunch of like 2s and 12s at the top and I just pick the first one. No, thank
Listen,
you.
I am not. I am so anti-competitive it makes people mad. But I love that Jawan did that. That's the good news for you, Jawan. The bad news is just, how do you not have any self-awareness when it comes to your stuff at all?
I don't understand what's going. I honestly don't understand what's going on with that. Like, why are you continuing to take Savannah's stuff? The first time around, where it's like, oh, you've taken someone else's bag. Even then, I was kind of like, did you not look in the bag
Yeah.
and see, like, oh, okay, these are not my clothes. Maybe I won't take this bag. You just grabbed the first bag and it happened to be Savannah's. Okay, but like now you're drinking out of the same bottle. I'm
Yeah.
not interested in that. That is not okay. Why are you doing this? Why aren't you paying attention? And I understand that, like, he's a little bit of a socially awkward guy, he's a little bit of a nerd. I completely respect that. Me too. But at the same time, you have to respect other people's stuff.
You just have to be aware of it when you're out there. And I think Savannah was annoyed the first time, understandably so, but
Of
she would have been
course.
willing, in my view, to sort of let that go. But once
Yeah.
it happens twice,
I agree.
I also just flat out, I'll say it. I really appreciate how petty Savannah is about all of this, because it feels like there are other players who would probably just let this all go away. But when you're in this game, it's so easy to get paranoid about everything. And Savannah is giving us all of her feelings. And this is not Savannah's fault. I really appreciate her and what she's bringing this season. She's one of my favorites, but I understand if there are people that are like, Savannah's completely dominating the airtime. She's just getting so many more confessionals than everybody else. But I'm just sitting here and being like, well, maybe she's the only person who's actually giving some sort of dynamic personality in these.
Yeah, I would actually feel like maybe Jawan is targeting me at this point, because it is one thing for it to be like, okay, I accidentally took your bag. Okay, that's annoying, but I'll get past it, sort of thing. But now it's a second thing and it's a water bottle. So it's something that you're using, putting your mouth on, sort
Yeah.
of thing. It's like, okay, well, now it feels like this is on purpose. Nobody else's stuff is getting touched or
Yeah.
used or whatever. It is only my stuff. First time I would let it go. Second time I'd be like, okay, now this feels like it's on purpose. You're not doing this to anybody else. It's only me.
It's also probably a little bit of production trickery here, where she might not have complained about it all that much in confessionals, but they took the little bit that she did because they needed drama, right? Because after the Hina tribe loses the immunity challenge, it's pretty clear Jason's in trouble, and Savannah can be very irritated about this, but Savannah doesn't strike me as the sort of player who's going to just completely ignore numbers and long game strategy to just get rid of Jawan because he's messing with their stuff.
No, she's not. This is where kind of the problem was coming in, and where
Yes.
the problem has kind of come in all season, where it just feels like the boots are very predictable. Annie, like every boot has felt pretty predictable,
Yeah.
and they're doing the best that they can with the edit, but it is just not believable. There wasn't any point that I actually thought that they were getting rid of Jawan.
No.
It wasn't going to be a thing. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because if you get rid of Jawan, you're putting yourself in a position where you're either going to be facing a tie with the original Uli and Hina
Right.
tribe members, and then you're basically banking on, okay, do we really have Sophie with an eye as a part of our group?
Mhm.
Because then if she flips, then, we're in big trouble. It just, numbers wise, it never made sense. And while
No.
Savannah may have said she doesn't want to play this way, and I do believe her, this way is kind of boring. If you play Survivor, you want to sort of shake things up, but you got to go with a certainty. Jawan may be
Yes.
grinding gears, but Jawan hasn't done anything yet that makes me feel like, okay, he's going to jump ship on these people the first chance he gets.
Yeah, I mean, he brought back, an advantage for the whole team. Most
Yes.
people don't do that. They do take whatever advantage is just for them and then they lie
Yeah.
about it. But him taking that advantage for the whole team and then coming back and being honest about it, and it was for real. I mean, he's for the team right now. There is no reason to get rid of him. This was not believable at all that he was ever going.
No. Okay. What could Jason have even done different? I will preface this by saying
Nothing.
I don't think anything would have worked.
No.
With that being said, I kind of wish he threw some more people at the original Hina under the bus here. If he had acted a little bit more like Sage, who was open about, okay, this person found an advantage. But what we saw in this episode was Savannah telling him to go around and talk about how he could be a bridge between one group and the other. I was sitting back and feeling like, does Savannah actually just want him to go and he's just reminding people of how close he is to everyone in his, because it feels to me the better logic here. Distance yourself from these people. Be like, I was at the bottom, even if it's not true. This person's in power. That person's in power. Say whatever you want. And he did a better job in this episode than the one previous, but he still didn't do enough.
Yeah, I felt like she was really trying to lean into what she knows about Jason, which is that he was very loyal to that tribe.
Mhm.
And instead of trying to make it be like, okay, now he's not loyal to that tribe anymore, to kind of be like, okay, how can I work that to make him feel like he doesn't want to play that shot in the dark,
Mhm.
that we're okay with him being loyal to that tribe, so that when we all get together, he will be the bridge. Don't do that shot in the dark, Jason.
Savannah is clearly in my mind running this tribe at this point, and there's one piece of evidence of it, and that was how many times Nate was like, I gotta check with Savannah. And if you gotta check with Savannah, that means you feel like you need her approval.
Right.
But I also found it interesting that she was talking about how she wants Nate to sort of feel like he is the driver of the ship at this point and let somebody else think that they have credit, because that's just a really good Survivor move. I think Nate still has potential to be a really, really good player. I mean, even better than Savannah, depending on how things shake up down the road. But I like just how she's perceiving the game and where she is. And we're getting a million confessionals from her. So we're actually getting a good understanding of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are. And I think for her, because she is running a lot of the game to make other people feel like they are in power or that they are running the game, it helps her be less of a threat.
All right, now comes the part of this video that we really dread, but we have to talk about the chicken situation because it's just, This is not the first time. This probably won't be the last time. I hate watching everything with the chickens every single time that they do it.
Yeah, I absolutely hated it. I mean, we're big animal lovers.
Yeah.
I'm not over here being like, I'm a vegetarian or I'm a vegan or I don't eat meat. No, that's not the case. I do eat meat. But at the same time, I don't think I have it in me to do what they did on Survivor. And is one of the reasons that I'm not on shows like Survivor or Alone or any of these survivalist shows, because I don't have it in me to do that.
And this is where I get into my other big beef with Jeff in this episode. Because, Jeff, you're the showrunner. I can blame you for this too. It's just that I don't need all the finger wagging that happened in this episode, because there was all this just attention given in the whole chicken situation to be like, you guys, viewers at home, you don't know how bad it is. You don't know how hungry you are. And I'm not sitting here judging somebody. Just, I really didn't like the segment. I didn't like how they felt they needed to preach to us about how we don't understand what it's like out there. We know that we don't. That's why we're
That's
not
right.
playing Survivor. And that goes again, the tribal council, where they did this whole spiel, probably to fill up time because Jason was a predictable boot, of how we don't understand how hot it is, how difficult the game is, even in a shorter format. And I'm just sitting back and being like, well, even when it was a longer format, you guys did not hit us over the head with how hard this game is over and over. I don't need Survivor to be meta. Just have it be a story of the people.
Yeah, I think he's probably gotten a lot of complaints about the fact that's like, oh, it's been nerfed out. It's
Yeah.
only 26 days. It's a lot easier now. It's at the same location over and over again. It is, it's not the same. And then now that there are other shows out there like Alone, where
Yeah.
it's like you're out there by yourself surviving for infinite days. Whoever is the last person standing, it could be 50 days, it could be 100 days, it could be 200 days. As long as you can stay out there, you're staying out there. People are getting fish hooks through their hands. They're
Yeah.
like, maybe I can pull this out with my teeth and wrap it together with some leaves and twigs. Like, it's some crazy stuff that then you look at Survivor and you're kind of like comparing that stuff, because what's going on like Outlast or any of these other shows, it is like crazy
Yeah.
town.
That's why I don't need Survivor to do this. By the way, I don't even have the stomach to watch Alone. Like, I can't even handle that, like, let
I
alone.
love that show. It's so
Yeah,
hard. Like, it's stuff I would never do. That's why I'm watching it, being like fascinated that people are able to do this. And it's the same with Survivor. Yeah, Survivor is hard.
Yeah.
I would never be on Survivor. So I'm not here trying to be like, oh, what you guys, oh, it's only 26 days. You guys have to do what you have to do. I wouldn't be able to. I would wait for it to lay eggs. I can get my protein that way.
I just feel like Survivor's at its best when we talk about what the contestants are doing, their stories, their strategy, and you're just not focused so much on this other stuff that's speaking directly to viewers. And all this stuff takes away from the fact that I really like people like Alex. I like Stage. I like Savannah. There are all these players that I'm invested in and interested in. It's just this whole pre-merge so far, with a couple of little exceptions, has just been kind of near constant, slow and bumpy ride. I hope that it picks up once we get closer to the next phase.
Yes.
But that is where we are with Survivor 49, Episode 5. What did you guys think about this episode? Jason going? Who are you rooting for? Share in the comments, and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss anything more. And if you do want to support us further, join our Patreon. We are discussing more Survivor 49 over there with you guys. Thank you so much for your support, and we will see you here next time.